Have you ever missed it because you were distracted? Have you ever just waited a little bit too long that you missed the best of what something could have been? You know, the other morning I was driving to work. It was like 6:20 thereabout, and in full sight was the full moon. Like the moon was so close. I felt like I could have reached out and just like almost touched it. It was just so close. It was so beautiful. But I didn't realize until a little bit too late because I was messing around with something else. And so by the time I grabbed the phone to take a picture of it, I had to keep driving and I wasn't in the best place to get a good picture. There was going to be trees in the picture and just everything. And by the time I got to a light so that I could take a picture safely of the moon, it was like just distracted by just all the street lights and everything. I'll put a picture right here so you guys can see it. But I was so disappointed, and I could almost beat myself because it was going to be such a beautiful shot. If I had just caught it the moment it had just appeared and it was there for me to capture the picture. There was no trees in the line of the picture. It was just a very clear, beautiful shot, and you would have seen just how big the moon was and how beautiful it was. You know, the Holy Spirit just said to me, this is how sometimes we are distracted. We're distracted by all the other stuff and we don't act on the things that God has called us to act on immediately. And by the time we do catch ourselves and we decide, okay, now might be a good enough time, we don't get to see and experience the beauty of what He had intended for us to begin with. Yes, we get a glimpse of it. We get a taste of it, but it is never close to anything that He had intended for it to be in the first place. You see, we believe that oftentimes things won't happen until it's the right time. But sometimes things won't happen until you act on them. And then when you act on them, it may not be the right time. Sometimes when God tells us to move, He only tells us once because He said it very clearly and very loudly, and we heard Him the first time. But we're like, no, we're going to wait until it's a perfect time, until it's a better time for me. Because I'm not sure if you can, but I can look back in my life at missed opportunities that I may try to grab onto now, but it will never be as good as He had intended it when it was the perfect timing. Be aware. Live alert to the things of the Lord so that you do not miss it. The good thing is that we serve such a gracious God that though we have missed some things, we can trust in Him for brand new things. But this time around, we must be alert. We must be connected to Him so much so that we hear His voice so clearly that we act when He says. He is gracious. He will do it again and He will do it brand new. But this time, don't be distracted so much so that you miss it. Be blessed.